Ever since Tom Brady became part owner of the Las Vegas Raiders, his role with the team has been scrutinized. As a former player, he's a football guy, so you know he's going to be involved with the football decisions. The question is to what degree. So I gotta ask, how much work will his broadcasting job allow him to put in? How much work will he have time to put in? Well, it's the off season, so he doesn't have any broadcasting to do. Therefore, now is the time for him to do as much as he can for his Raiders. What he needs most is a head coach-quarterback combination. The Kansas City Chiefs already have quarterback Patrick Mahomes and head coach Andy Reid. The Los Angeles Chargers have Justin Herbert and Jim Harbaugh. The Denver Broncos even have Bo Nix and Sean Payton now. So what's Brady going to do to compete with all that? I thought this one went out the window a long time ago when the Raiders won 2 of their last 3 games of the season, but here we are. Dion Sanders' performance in the Alamo Bowl is suspect, so it's no longer a given he's a top 3 pick or he's even going to be the first quarterback taken off the board. The word on the NFL streets is the Raiders, who were linked to him for so long, still have a chance to get him with the number 6 overall pick in the draft. That kind of reminds me of what Schemo D once said on X. He said we, being the Raiders, failed to tank for him, so he tanked for us, also being the Raiders. And since former head coach Antonio Pierce got fired, some in the NFL media are talking about the possibility of Dion Sanders coaching the Raiders. Of course, that reunites father and son on the NFL level after they conquer the HBCU level and the Power 5 level. Both Dion and Dion Sanders are tight with Brady, as he has trained Dion Sanders since he was a kid to get him to this point. This father-son combo has done it on every level they've been on, so how about the NFL? Does Dion really want to coach at the NFL level? Is Dion really going to fall that far? Alright, Brady isn't just tight with Dion and Dion, he's also tight with Mike Vrabel as he won 3 Super Bowls with him. I think he's the best candidate of this hiring cycle too. Look at what he's done. In his 6 years as a head coach for the Tennessee Titans, his record is 54-45 with 3 trips to the playoffs and a trip to the AFC Championship game. He's the only Bill Belichick disciple to have that kind of success. The problem here is that the Raiders will have to pry him away from the New England Patriots, who fired their head coach yesterday. They're having him in for an interview tomorrow, so all I'll say about that is they better not let him leave the building. The Patriots' advantage here is they have quarterback Drake May, while the Raiders don't have a quarterback though. I'm not sure when will be there at number 6 overall, so here's an idea Brady's at least thinking about. He can trade the number 6 overall pick for J.J. McCarthy. Brady's also a mentor to McCarthy, and if he were coming out in this draft, many of the experts say he would be the first quarterback off the board. The Vikings got McCarthy at number 10 overall, so Brady would have to decide if that's worth it. Vrabel would have May, but not much else in New England. The Raiders would have a dominant defense back healthy in 2025, and since Patrick Graham was the defensive coordinator, it already fits what Vrabel wants to do on defense. If he doesn't get a head coaching gig, Graham just might come back and coach the defense. Well, the defense coordinator probably doesn't matter since Vrabel's a defensive guy and he'll likely want to call all the defenses himself. Speaking of defense, defensive guys want a defense they can work with, and that's in the Raiders' favor. And if Sanders' stock has dropped the way the media is saying it has, the Raiders could get the quarterback they've been wanting. Don't forget Papa Sanders said he would only let his son go to certain places, and Las Vegas is one of them. The team speaking before the Raiders may not think Shedeur is worth all that drama after his performance at the Alamo Bowl. This one has a lot of variables to it. Would Vrabel choose a defense and 2 guys he won a Super Bowl with in the building, or a quarterback in the franchise that he played for? And of course the teams picking before the Raiders would have to pass on Shedeur too. The Raiders really need a head coach quarterback combo that can compete with the rest of the AFC West. There are too many good combos in this division. Which one of them sounds better to you? Dion and Dion Sanders did it at the HBCU level and graduated to the Power 5. Now Shedeur is definitely graduating to the NFL and Dion could come with them. Is that something you want to see? Or do you like Vrabel and McCarthy? It could be like a young Brady and Belichick. The defense would be good so McCarthy can manage the game like he did in Michigan. How about Shedeur and Vrabel? I'm sure Vrabel will start him out managing the game too. That defense with Vrabel would be too good not to. Thank you for watching. See you next time.